Everyone knows about the Great Wall of China, and if you're visiting China, there is a good chance you will see it. But there's another wall you need to know about, the Great Firewall. Because when you arrive China, you might find that some of the apps you use every day simply don't work. No Google, no WhatsApp, no Instagram, no YouTube. So how do you stay connected? In this video, I will show you the different options you have, what worked for me on my recent trip, and most importantly, what I would recommend you set up before you fly. Let's get into it. Now, first, let's understand how the internet works in China. For the most part, the internet works just like anywhere else, but China blocks access to a number of popular Western services, including Google services and Facebook services. This is all done at a national level, and the technology behind is called the Great Firewall. So this means you will not be able to post your photos from the Great Wall of China while you are there, like I did right here in this video. As a tourist, you have 4 options when it comes to accessing the internet in China. Options that stay behind the Great Firewall and options that can bypass the firewall. Let's start with the local options. The first option is simply using Wi-Fi. You'll find it at your hotels, airport, restaurants, cafe, train stations, and other public places. The problem is that these are local Chinese networks, so the Great Firewall still applies. You can have unlimited data, in some places fast as well, but you will not be able to open apps like Google, Facebook, stuff like that. And obviously, once you leave the Wi-Fi area, like you are going to an attraction, you will no longer have an internet. So it's useful, but I wouldn't rely on it as my main connection. Your second option is getting a local Chinese SIM card. You have few options to buy them. You can buy one at the airport after you land, or pre-order online from sites like trip.com or even Amazon. The big advantage is that you will get cheap mobile data and internet access wherever you go with your phone, and you will also get a Chinese phone number. But there's one big catch. You are still behind the Great Firewall, meaning you will still won't be able to access Western block apps. Also, there's another thing to consider. Your phone must have a physical SIM card slot. If your phone does not have this option will not work for you. Now, let's talk about the topic you might be waiting for. What about using a VPN? I don't want to get too technical here. In simple terms, a VPN can route your internet traffic through a server in another country. So for example, you could be physically in China, but your connection could appear to be coming from Australia. That can potentially give you access to services that are blocked in China. But here's the problem. The reality is China is cracking down on VPNs every single day. People ask me a lot of time which VPN is best for China. The short answer is there's no VPN that guarantees 100% service in China. What works now or today may not work tomorrow. Some people get lucky with VPN, some don't. And we have seen that happen recently with services such as Let's VPN, which suspended their China mainland operation in April. The company itself did not guarantee 100% service in China. VPN services are detected and blocked by Chinese authorities anytime, every day. So if you want to use a VPN, that's fine as a backup, but I wouldn't make it my entire plan. There are 2 options that I think are much easier for most travelers. That is international roaming and travel eSIMs. The third option is international roaming through your current carrier such as AT&T, Vodafone, T-Mobile, stuff like that. Basically, you land in China, turn on roaming from your phone settings, and your phone connects to a local Chinese network. Now, you may ask why this is different than having a local SIM card. Because you are roaming internationally, your data will pass through your home carrier instead of going directly through the Chinese internet. That means the firewall never sees you. The other benefit is you can keep your regular phone number and continue receiving calls and texts just like you're home, and you don't have to install anything. This is the by far easiest option for most travelers. But there's a big downside to this, that is the roaming fees. Remember, phone carriers, another major source of income is through roaming fees. And you may have seen the news where T-Mobile charged $143,000 to a US man who used roaming services overseas. And this is just one example. If your carrier has affordable China roaming, this can be the easiest option. But if roaming is expensive, there's another option worth looking at, and that is a travel eSIM. With this option, you can buy a eSIM plan from any travel eSIM providers like Airalo, Nomad. There are hundreds of them. Basically, the process is you install the SIM on your phone, and when you are in China, this SIM connects to a local Chinese network like China Unicom, and you will have internet access. Now, you may ask, even this one connects to Chinese phone network. How this solves the issue? So, similar to roaming, your data will pass through international gateway located outside China, right? rather than through the normal domestic internet. That is the reason why many international eSIMs can access those blocked apps. While this sounds easy, you need to make sure your phone supports eSIM and also it's network unlocked. These days, modern phones do support eSIMs, but not all phone comes unlocked. My Canadian viewers does not have to worry about this, as our phones comes unlocked by default since 2017. But if you're in other parts of the world, make sure your phone is network unlocked. And there's an easy way to check. Go on your iPhone, go to settings, general and about, and if you scroll down to carrier lock, it should say no SIM restrictions. That means it's network unlocked. If it shows your carrier name, then it means your phone is locked, and you can try contacting your carrier and have them unlock it. Otherwise, eSIM will not work for you. So now the question comes, which one should you choose? But before that, if this guide has been helpful so far, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. It really helps the channel to grow. Now, if you're a light internet user, like occasional checking email, using maps, texting, making a few calls, roaming can be the easiest option. But if roaming is expensive, a travel eSIM is the way to go. If you want to use travel eSIM, you must download and activate the eSIM while you are still at home. Doing this right after landing in China is much harder, as the firewall may also block accessing the eSIM provider's website. If you decided to go with eSIM but you are new to eSIM, I also have a full video showing how to install and activate and use. I will put the link up here and in the description below. Now, if you're a heavy internet user, maybe you are uploading videos, transferring large files, or doing lots of video calls for work, you may need a lot more data. In that case, a local Wi-Fi might make more sense. And remember, not everything is blocked in China. For example, many Apple and Microsoft services remain accessible. So things like FaceTime, iMessage, and Microsoft Teams can still be useful. But for the average tourist who is visiting China for a few weeks, I personally think a good travel eSIM is the easiest balance between convenience and cost. That's what I used and it worked for me. Now, you may have noticed I did not mention about VPN when talking about roaming and travel eSIMs. And that's the whole point. You do not need a VPN to access blocked apps when you use roaming or travel eSIM. And I'm the proof here. I went there with just a travel eSIM and I did not have any issues accessing Western blocked apps. But remember, not all eSIMs work the same way. There are cheap plans and expensive plans, and more expensive does not automatically mean it's better. My advice is to go with something that's proven to work. In my case, I use Airalo and it worked for me. There's another thing you need to know about eSIM. Most eSIMs are data-only plans, meaning you will not get a local phone number. And that brings to another question I get all the time. Can I travel around China without a local Chinese phone number? The short answer is yes. I travel around China using a travel eSIM without a VPN and without a Chinese phone number. And I never had a problem because of it. So for must-have Chinese apps like Alipay, WeChat, you can set them up using your home phone number. You do not need a Chinese phone number to set them up. You can also link your email address if that's what you prefer. There are some Chinese apps that requires a local phone number, but Alipay and WeChat also has tons of services you can use without a Chinese phone number. I actually made a full video showing how to set up the essential apps you will need when traveling around China. I will link that up here as well as down in the description below. And since you have made it this far, I have a little giveaway for you. I'm giving away a 15-day unlimited China Airalo eSIM to 3 lucky viewers. To enter, simply leave a comment below telling me where you're watching this video from and which part of China you are planning to visit next. Full detail is also in the description below. And just to be clear, this giveaway is fully funded by this channel and is not sponsored or endorsed by YouTube, Airalo, or any other company. Even this video is not sponsored by any company. But if you like to try out Airalo eSIM, I will put a link below that will give you 15% off your purchase. Just use this code here at the checkout and it will give you a discount. And if this video helped you understand how to stay connected in China, hit the like button and subscribe for more real-world travel guides. Thanks for watching and always safe travels.